everyone. Well, good morning. I'm so happy to be back at Meridian this year and in this beautiful beach at this beautiful city of Rio de Janeiro. This is our first Meridian in South America, and I think you're soon going to learn that it is a Meridian to remember already. We have our biggest crowd yet, exciting network and product announcements. You're going to hear some even during my talk. And we are convening in a city and in a country and in a continent that has always embraced this industry and from the beginning. The people, the innovators, and the regulators who have long believed and now see that blockchain technology is powerful and that it can bring real change to our financial lives. So what feels like a lifetime ago, before my Web3 days, which you guys probably all know that when you're in Web3, 1 year is like 5, I spent the upwards of a decade fighting for the open web. And when I think about our industry today, and it's pretty cool, it's active, crypto's now super cool again, we're seeing vertical integrations everywhere. Everyone wants to run their own layer 1 blockchain, people. I don't know, this is a crazy thing to see. But it's important to recognize that the most transformative products and services of the last 3 decades were made possible by the open web. TCP/IP was not just to connect computers, it enabled the internet and social media, streaming, and e-commerce. GPS, it didn't just help us with navigation, it powered ride-sharing, delivery apps, location-based services. And HTTP, it didn't just serve web pages. It became the backbone of APIs, cloud computing, and mobile apps. So these innovations, what happens is they compound. So what's built right becomes what others build upon. What's built right becomes what others build upon. And I repeated that because that's really important, because especially when they're designed with principles and standards that can scale beyond the original purpose. So it's something that you can actually make programmable, that you can build upon. Open, accessible, reliable, and efficient. So I also learned firsthand that the web wasn't going to stay open by default. In fact, what we've seen, rather than staying open and permissionless, the growth and success of the web, it gave way to consolidation of products, all this like vertical integration that we see today in our world, services and customers that are in a handful of walled gardens. So that's the web today, but that was not the web that we built way back when. So open and openness, it turns out, it's actually something that it requires deliberate action and cultivation. So I want to repeat that because it is so important. Openness and ensuring that things stay open requires deliberate action. And that is more important today than ever. Web3 must be open, and Stellar must lead the way on that. So we must show what's possible with openness and with Web3, with a permissionless network to sustain the innovation that Web3 needs. And we must focus on first principles and build infrastructure for innovation that's for decades to come. So those things that we don't even know are going to come in a few years from now. So to build world-class, innovative infrastructure, we've always started from first principles. So what if consensus relies on trust rather than some kind of financial incentive? What if smart contracts, what if they could be written and tested in a much more intuitive way? What if assets on-chain could truly reflect the real-world regulation and the laws and the constraints? And what if blockchain served everyday people, enabling those killer everyday financial services applications that don't require you to be terminally online? A focus on solving problems that people face here in Rio and frankly all over the world. Remittances that cost 10% in fees and take sometimes over a day to complete. Small businesses that are locked out of global commerce. People without bank accounts either by choice or because they can't get them, but they do have mobile phones. The gap between the financial system that we have and the one that we want, the one that we need. A focus on solving everyday institutional problems. We designed for regulatory compliance from day one. It's built into the network. We made it possible to tokenize real-world assets and reflect how they actually work in the real world. We partnered with traditional financial institutions. We didn't see them as the enemy. We saw them as the partners that were waiting to be enabled. And key for this industry is scale. And we knew that financial services were always the killer use case. They were then, they are today. Foundational services like payments and remittances and savings and lending. The flexibility to address the needs of the people and businesses of any size. Enterprise needs like payroll, like cross-border remittances, like treasury management, supply chain efficiency, and settlement automation. Impact that matters. Impact for real people in the real world. And while it took a while for the industry to come around to our point of view, we still kept building. We didn't pivot when the crypto industry pivoted. We didn't focus on those shiny objects that were out there in the world. We didn't focus on the fads. Our patience today kind of looks like prescience because the world has finally caught up to what we knew all along. Together, we can demonstrate the power of an open, permissionless network. We can show that innovation thrives in vibrant, open ecosystems. We can innovate with products and services that are used daily by institutions, by people, and by projects all around the world. Together, we can keep building the blueprint. And for the next 2 days, we're going to talk a lot about the blueprint. Infrastructure that is fast and affordable and accessible by design. We talk a lot about that settlement time, that 3 to 5 seconds in settlements, not 10 plus minutes. It's really important. Transaction costs that are measured in a fraction of a penny and not dollars. Every design decision is optimized for real-world usage. And one of the things I love to talk about is that uptime. That's something to smile about. 99.99% on Stellar. A consensus protocol that's built for real-world adoption. Infrastructure that's fast and affordable. But the notion of real-world adoption of this infrastructure is it's built on consensus that works in boardrooms and not just chat rooms. Dynamic smart contracts that are easy to build and test and are secure by design. And with asset configurability, Stellar is the only open, permissionless network where assets can be configured to truly reflect how they work in the real world. That's for treasuries, money market funds, and so much more. The foundation has been built. Stellar is a thriving network. 20 plus billion real total transactions. 12 billion in real-world asset payments volume in just 2025. Nearly 800 million tokenized real-world assets. And I'm going to remind you guys about that 99.99% uptime. together, we built a finance-first blockchain. Together, we built the blueprint. But blueprints, they're just plans until someone builds upon them and builds from them. Infrastructure only matters when real applications run on top of it. So we need an ecosystem. We need all of you, an ecosystem of builders that believe in the same vision and purpose that we do. Teams that see the problems in the real world, they don't just ignore them. They see opportunities that others miss. Partners who understand that good enough is not really good enough. And decision makers with conviction who are willing to break the mold. An ecosystem that asks themselves, how can we build it better? And refuses to accept limitations as permanent. Always pushing rather than settling. And today, we have on Stellar AirTM that's making global payments possible and focusing on that last mile. Blend, it's redefining DeFi protocols for everyday financial services. And Meru is bringing savings and credit to emerging markets. We have institutions like Franklin Templeton, who continues to sort of break the mold since building the first ever money market fund on Stellar, and they started that in 2019. We have PayPal, which is determined to bring PYUSD to their network of over 400 million merchants and accounts. And Etherfuse, who is pioneering the local stablecoin thesis, sovereign yield denominated in local currency, available to everyone. And there's so many more to talk about. They're each solving the real problems for real people and businesses. They're each turning their own blueprint into reality, proving one application at a time that they belong on chain. And today, this is the part that we're talking about new products. I'm excited to unveil the latest design. We've talked about blueprints, principles, and foundations. Now it's time to see what gets built when you start with the right design first. The first ever Stellar Smart Wallet, built by SDF and Cheesecake Labs, to be showcase what's possible on Stellar. A production-ready wallet that isn't just limited for use here at Meridian. It's bringing to life Stellar's full capabilities in one seamless experience. And a framework for anyone in this audience and beyond to build upon. A smart wallet for the full Meridian experience. You can redeem conference swag, you can collect NFTs, you can purchase items, and you can interact with the ecosystem. And just moments ago, everyone in this audience was invited to claim 500 XLM, about $200, 200 US dollars, in their Meridian Pay wallet. So you guys should take a look now. The disbursement happened instantly and at scale, all at once, people. So I'd like every single person to go to meridianpay.stellar.org, it's up here, and claim your 500 XLM to start exploring the full capability of your smart wallet. Think of it as your gateway to everything happening at Meridian and your gateway to everything happening on Stellar. The XLM is yours. Use it during Meridian. You can transfer it at the end for whatever is left over. But Meridian Pay isn't just a conference experience. It's a working example of a production-ready smart wallet architecture, a template that shows developers what's possible on Stellar. It's a blueprint. It's what smart contracts and smart wallets can look like. Clean, intuitive user experiences by sophisticated back-end logic. There's no need for apps or complicated signups. Seamless integration between traditional payments and blockchain functionality. Smart contracts that feel invisible to users. It's really important and powerful for developers. The reference implementation for building consumer applications that people actually want to use. So we've open sourced all of this. Everything is open. The code has been reviewed by security firms. It is complete. The UX and the UI designs are ready to be customized and deployed with smart contract templates that are designed with best practices and documentation that you'll be able to leverage to get you from zero to production really, really fast. Because one of the things that's really important, remember, what's built right becomes what others build upon. We didn't build Meridian Pay to keep it to ourselves. We built it to give the entire ecosystem something and somewhere to start from. It's the foundation, but it's now in your hands to run with it. We can't wait to see what you guys do, what problems you solve, and what innovations you create. The ecosystem that we envisioned is now a reality. It's building to solve problems for people and businesses alike on a network that was purpose-built for exactly that. So in this room is an ecosystem that emerges when the foundation is laid strong in the beginning. Every person here represents a part of what's possible. Builders, institutions, innovators, and implementers. The network effect is happening, and it's happening in real time. So Meridian is the perfect place to make your next move. It's 2 days to experience and explore and experiment, to connect with builders who've already proven what's possible and discover who can help you to scale, and to kickstart a community that will support your vision. It's a place to take that deliberate action that I talked about in the beginning. So welcome to Meridian. So let's build this blueprint together.